Hello, it is Good Friday,
It is.
one of the most important days in the calendar for us. So a very warm welcome to you all to Friday's Take 5. We are so pleased that you could join us today. Now, if you were with us yesterday, you'll know that we were looking at the Easter account from John. And today we're carrying on with that, and we are moving into John 19, which begins with Jesus being sentenced to be crucified.
Yeah, so he's in Pilate's court now, and although Pilate in a way doesn't want to have anything to do with this.
Not at all.
In fact, we didn't touch on this, but in John 18 he says, "I find no basis for a charge against this man." He was effectively saying he's innocent.
Yes.
Even though the Jewish authorities wanted him dead. Effectively, he said, this Jesus, there's nothing here, there's no law being broken. But we know that how the story pans out. And I encourage you to go away and read the passage for yourself. Let God speak to you. But we're going to focus in on a couple of things here as Jesus' life draws to a close and as he's crucified.
Yes. So further on in the chapter, we read about the garments and Jesus' possessions, and in verse 24 we hear that they divide his clothes amongst them and cast lots for the garments. And then further on, just before Jesus dies, he says, "I am thirsty." So they soaked a sponge in vinegar and put the sponge on a hyssop plant and then lifted it to Jesus' lips. When he received the drink, Jesus said, "It is finished." And with that, he bowed his head, and this is the bit I love here, and gave up his spirit. And it just seems that he was waiting for all those prophecies, all those things to be fulfilled. And when everything had been fulfilled, Jesus was in control.
Yeah, he was definitely in control, wasn't he?
And he gave up his spirit when he was ready.
Yeah, it's a really interesting way that John writes about this. He doesn't say, and then Jesus died.
No.
Or, and then it was the end. But he says Jesus gave up. Jesus did something. He was active in doing this. He gave up his spirit. And quite right. He's saying that he's in control even at the point of giving up his life. And that's powerful, isn't it? That's really powerful that Jesus knew he had to do this. He didn't want to do it particularly. He
Well, we know he didn't. He asked many times.
yes,
didn't he?
take this cup
Yes.
from me.
Yes.
But he knew he had to go through it, and he walked it with his Father and gave up his spirit. And so we can see here how he gave his life knowing what he was giving it for. In other words, he was giving his life up for his disciples there and then, but also his disciples to come and his disciples in the future and his disciples today. That's you and me.
Yes.
And so we see at this point that Jesus' life, in his death rather, he has taken, in his innocence, that even Pilate could see, in his innocence, he's taken everything that holds us back, the sin, the things that so easily entangle us, that hinder us from knowing God in a personal and deep way. He's taken all of that. And at this point he gives up his spirit and takes all our rubbish, all our sin, all that is wrong with us on himself, and dies. And in that moment, as he dies, our sin dies with him. And we are washed clean. It's gone from our lives. So, as we, especially today being Good Friday and tomorrow being the sort of Saturday in between, I'd encourage you just to meditate on that thought. How powerful the unjust death of Christ was for you and for me, in that it cleanses us completely. So let's just pray together as we finish this week. Lord Jesus, you gave up your life so that we could be washed clean. So that our hearts, our minds, our souls would be made new. Purify my heart is our cry. And we thank you that through your death we can know that cleansing and that setting right. So thank you. Thank you so much for the cross. We hope you have a good day today. And Jake will be with you on Monday to celebrate the next part of Easter.
Yes.
Have a wonderful day.
Yes. Enjoy your weekend.